Good morning, everybody. We're back. Another day, another stream, another opportunity to hang out, do some stuff, kill some things. What is not to like? Good morning. How's everybody? Happy Monday. We are back once again. How goes? Monzutella, how are you? Fine, otherwise could have slept more during the night, but it's not. No, yeah, that's what happens sometimes, isn't it? I feel that's a thing you can't always avoid. I slept fine actually. For once. Which doesn't always feel like it's the case, but thankfully, hopefully you got this stuff short. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You know, just a series of unfortunate circumstances, right? I mean, I was expecting that, I was expecting to get a hefty claim for taxes owed, but it was just still a bit more than I expected. So it's like, oh dear God. It was mostly all of a sudden about trying to figure out if there were any of the things that sort of were planned for our renovation that kind of had to be postponed. So say, it's funny that the the tax authorities sure know how to incentivize you to pay up quickly because, I think they add on like 7% interest a month. Morning, man. Good to see ya. Yeah, I think the tax authorities add on 7% interest per month if you owe them. So it's like, okay, that's, that quickly adds up. So yeah, shit happens. So it was just a little bit more than expected. So, yep. What can you do? But yeah. Pay up. But other, yeah. So no, yeah, really, it was. I'd say, it was just such bad timing. I really had been looking forward to MC. It's just trying to see what we can manage. Capital gain tax can creep up on. Yes, for sure. I mean, I was actually, like I said, I was partially expecting it. I knew that I had some very big profit last year from both some stock and some crypto assets, but there was a couple of things I had sort of forgotten in the equation. So it was basically just double what I thought it was going to be in terms of, what I owed them. And you can say we had thankfully we had some funds already set aside because we knew we needed big amount of money for the upcoming renovation. So all of a sudden it was just about, okay, there's going to be a few things we're going to have to wait off on getting, so we can pay this instead, and then we'll just have to wait until maybe next year before finishing some of the nice two things that we were looking to do. So it's okay. That's okay. But I think it's the concept, the way that it works in Denmark at least, is it's you log on to their online system, then you start off waiting anywhere between 5 and 30 minutes to get in, because there's usually such a queue just around this time of day, not this time of the year, because they open up the calculations for what it looked like for all of last year. So first, you're waiting, then you log on. Sometimes you have to fill in a few extra pieces of information that they haven't been able to retrieve automatically. Most is automatically updated from like the bank and investment brokers and things like that. and then you see the circle of death as it slowly calculates. Almost sometimes just feels like a lottery. Should we give him good news or bad news? And then visually, very in your face, if they owe you money, you get a green light. The sum is in green. We owe you X. If it's you owing them, of course it's red. Big capital red numbers. And so I was expecting, to see a red number, and then I was like, okay, that's a big number compared to what I was expecting. So slap in the face. But such is life, man. Being an adult, responsibilities, it sucks, man. It sucks. Life is tough, and then you have to pay taxes. Maybe it's just taxes are tough. Maybe that's just it. So I figured I would have a couple of quests I wanted to hand in so I could get started on the next leg. But you make good money if you had a... Yeah, you can say that. I still made a profit. So... And... The thing is that despite the fact that you can say right now the specifically for the crypto market of course isn't regulated in the same manner that the stock market is, and everything related to stock brokerage. So in Denmark it's on like a good faith basis, so the tax authorities expect you to actually declare your own profits or losses, and they basically have they don't have any tools roughly by which to track if you have done anything like crypto investment. What they can potentially do is, if you've been, let's say, dumb enough to make deposits to your crypto wallet using your bank account or your credit card, they do have the ability to go back, of course, through those means to see it. But my wife and I had made a fair profit last year on some of the cryptos, and effectively we could have just said nothing and hope they didn't detect it, because let's say in the big picture what we've made is pocket change. But at the same time, given my line of work, we also fairly, we're very quick to conclude that, yes, of course, it would have been nicer to not have to pay taxes off of it. But given my line of work and the risk it would bring me of being seen being involved in some sort of tax fraud, wasn't really worth it. So we also knew very quickly that there were no other options. We were gonna declare it truthfully and faithfully, and then pay the price. And so you can say, instead of having made 100% profit, all of a sudden you only make 50%, right? But that's the moral here. Kind of hard to get around, or at least not something that I was eager to do. So that's how it goes. The thing I think one of the things we learned, we haven't thought about it before. We definitely will now, is looking at the respective income that I make versus what my wife makes. I already pay a fair share of more taxes, because higher income means you pay more taxes. And there's some different breakpoints where you actually, if you even exceed X, there's actually an added taxation on top. So let's say the people who make the most money pay the most. And crypto right now is seen differently from stock market, because crypto is seen as not as an investment opportunity, but it's seen as a speculation, which is on equal terms with other things that are taxed as just personal income. And so the taxation on crypto is higher to begin with, compared to what standard stock is. And the failure we had made was that let's say, investment on crypto should have been in my wife's name on her account, because the taxation she would have faced, even from gains, was lower. So you can say, we paid some extra stupid money because we failed to learn that lesson. We know that now, so it will make sense going, from this year, that anything we do is in her name instead of mine, because the lenience on her tax obligations is less. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's, ultimately we can conclude that this is a headache for the privileged people from first world countries. So I won't even say I'm not crying over spilt milk. What's the value of money you can give to people in Denmark? I think that tax-free, yeah. It's actually, there's a difference between what you can gift from parent to child and what you can gift from any other relations, so from one person to another. I think it's, let's say, in the vicinity of like 5,000 euros you could give to somebody tax free once a year. Yeah. And from parent to child, it is effectively double of that. That's it. I was expecting something a little more interesting. Yeah, something along those lines. I think it's about 3,500. But there's, you can say also, going forward, taxes are something that at least here in the Nordics go to good use, and you get way more out of them than you put in. Yeah, I mean, and there's, I think, especially once you get to the point, that you have kids, your sense of obligation and also your sense of insight into what do your hard paid tax dollars give. I think you see it as a big strength, because especially if you compare to so many other places around the world, right? We get a lot out of our money, like you say, yeah, and even just like free healthcare, free education is uncomparable. On top of that, you have good social standards, low unemployment, fairly good infrastructure across the board. So yeah, I think you can't. I would rather have what I have than have a, let's say, a US model where everything is just you whipping out your wallet, because if you're lucky and you never have somebody who gets sick, needs extended hospital treatment, then you're fine. You still of course pay school tuition, all these things that might be doable. But I think the security in knowing that whatever comes your way, you don't really have to worry about it is, it's reassuring. You know, think I can only try to envision, okay, a situation in which you say, okay, I've got a kid who's probably really sick. I'm not sure we have the money to go to the hospital this month, So what you do, right? The dilemma, okay, of course, you're not, what you're going to do. Of course, you know what you're going to do. You're going to go to the hospital and then you're going to figure out a way to pay that money. But it must be tough, must be so horrible having a dual consideration all of a sudden, like, okay, my kid is sick. I'm really worried. And if we get through this, then I have to start worrying about how I'm going to pay somebody back, right? I'm going to need a horrible loan. I'm going to have to pull overtime at work, find an extra job, something that I can't even begin to imagine the level of anxiety that must give you. So, yeah, I'm thankful for everything we have, and I do pay my taxes gladly and don't never look back. I know this is about 10 years ago or so. My father was working as a consultant for the company he'd spent 40 years with before. Then there's the raging, oh, my, so much governmental inefficiencies. Yes, for sure. Yes, definitely. There's a lot of that as well, But I think the one of the things that I'm not above complaining openly, honestly, often about the Danish government. I still think that there's a lot of situations in which the distribution of funds, privatization of funds is horrible. But I'm sure it can be fairly easy to fit a group of people into the room, and everybody will have a different opinion on what they think anyway. So that's just as much my lack of appreciation for some of the things they do, and I'm sure that we will never agree, regardless of how many people we fit in that room anyway. So that's also just a thing. But yeah, I'm sure we could do a lot more with some funds. I would, I am not above voicing it in general that I do feel that there's still a distinct amount of nepotism and looking out for yourself within the upper echelons of Danish politics. Just looked at the happiest countries list from the past 10 years. Goodreads, yes. Yeah. Nordics are generally, majority of Nordic countries are in that list every year and have been for as long as you can basically remember, right? So yeah, we can't complain, that's for sure. We shouldn't complain. That doesn't mean we can't complain. Two different things. We can, but we have to put it. Yes, fair point. I think there's also. It's okay. It's okay to complain. Yeah, you can always do better. Yeah, and I also think, you know, as with so many other aspects of life, there's nothing wrong with voicing your disagreement. There's just a difference in how you present it. The more, I would say, the more calm, the more collected, the more reasonable you are in your argumentation, the more likelihood you have of somebody being able to take in what you say, assess it, give it an actual thought. If you're screaming your lungs out, red in the face, you basically lose any probability of having somebody actually listen to what you're saying, because you go off. Should we make in-game chat channels? So this channel would be easy to chat from in-game, but don't flood. Oh yeah. You mean you could effectively make the group thing, where you create a this one or that one? Not sure what one. You can probably do that. Yeah. Yeah, we can. I'll look to set that up later. Oh, I really need that. This. Or just global chat channel with a name like. Yeah. Yeah, that's also an opportunity. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Not sure what makes the most sense, but we can figure that out. Have I done this before? Can't even remember if I have already. I have not. Alrighty. Might as well do that now, I figure. What was it? Maybe should pay more attention. Arathi Highlands. Okay. Arathi Highlands it is. I figure I need to spend my day today trying to knock out some Diamol. Still have a few missing pieces. Is it actually, which is actually quicker from here? Would it actually be quicker for me to go to South Shore, pick up the flight path? Maybe. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Again, I'm so used to some of the flight paths from the later expansions that don't exist yet. So you get caught up in the whole, I'll just go to Chillwind Camp. Oh yeah. Number one, either maybe it was on Lines, or maybe it isn't even there yet. Same for the Bulwark. You know, they added the Flight Master to Bulwark later, and then you forget, oh, it's not here yet. Another expansion. Yeah. No. So, but I need to do Dire Maul again, so I can do the quest to get the helmet. Still haven't finished that one. I've got the pre-quest now. Kill Imulthar and Prince Tortheldrin. Then I could at least do the follow-up, get that one done. And then at some point on I could also finish this one. And then I've still got a couple of repetitions through... Where was it? Got a couple of... Still missing the cape from Stratholme Undead. Still missing effectively both the ring from Princess and from Tribute Quest. Still missing the two-hand sword from Diamol as well. So, yep, my work is still cut out for me. Thank God, you know, another day where you don't have to worry about what you're gonna do with it. Think what would happen if you find yourself in a situation where you didn't know what to do with your time. So I was messing around on Saturday, I think it was. I think I actually, you know, completely just, I would say, bordering on playful thoughts. I think I actually managed to set up the option to donate with a TTS config, so you can actually have the bot read out messages, you know, just for the fun of it. It ended up being one of these situations where I basically just went down a small rabbit hole of stream configuration, right? Started messing around with what can I do, how do I do it. So yeah. So we're going here. Search Stromgod for the keepsake of remembrance. A lot of back and forth, that's for sure. A lot of back and forth. Some days, you know, I can conclude that I really should have spent more time chasing a mythic, not a mythic mount, an epic mount, but haven't quite gotten there yet, you know. Maybe someday. It's still not something that occupies enough of my time that I bothered to worry about it, that's for sure. Let's see what happens. It's not that I think about it per se. Anybody still on the grind for rank? You know, I know, you know, my work is still cut out for me, but not a lot of progress. 40k to go. Nice. That's awesome. And then you're done for the week, or then you're done for the current rank cap? Rank 11. Nice, man. Congratulations. So close. Hang in there. You got this. Awesome. 40k all of a sudden is, you know, such a small amount compared to what you've put in so far. Has it been a I mean, yeah, no, stupid question. It has been a grind, but has it felt completely horrendous, exhausting, or, you know, have you managed to get through it in good fashion? I'm still completely undecided as to how far I'm gonna push. I have no idea. I basically I completely undecided still. Yeah, I mean I'm gonna start up once AB's out. Just probably, you know, for the purpose of grinding AB rip. And then in all likelihood, you know, I reach in all likelihood I reach Exalted before I reach. I'm gonna go join them for the Sunken Temple run. I'm gonna reach Exalted before I get anywhere close to being rank whatever anyway, and then we'll see what happens from there. If we create global chat channel, we should put on a simple password. Yep. Sounds like a good idea. I'll see about doing that. Just put in a memo. Memo to myself. You can set up. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So I'm not sure how was things looking here. Good call. I'll do that when I jump on the flight path. Yep. Alright, let me just see here. Standard. Got 9 minutes. Thank you. There was, however, no password yet. Was there? Let's try and give it another color. You know, we want it to stand out so it doesn't just drown out in everything else. Oh, that's a bit blue. It's gonna be hard to see. What can we find? We want something that's not the same as everything else we have already. Turquoise might work. Alrighty. Hey! There we go. It's working. Awesome sauce. Oh, yeah. Good cup of coffee in the morning. Get things off to a flying start. Okay, so the day has taken a turn so far. Oh, 1 second. Command is calling. Sorry about that. Yep. Oh, yeah, I wasn't prompted for a password, but other than that, everything seems to be working. Okay, that's an annoying thing there. Command, set that up. See if I can tweak that a bit. There's not a lot of things we can, it's limited amount of actually things you do with the channel, so I figure we can get by fairly easily. Oh, okay. There's a few options, actually, more than I actually thought, but that's cool. Well, thank you. Thank you for the help. Okay, so Sunken Temple it is. A fairly low, well, thankfully, high level warrior compared to a tank. Nope, not the tank, but high level warrior. Average group, yeah, it's fine. You can say I'm only there to actually be able to finish the class quest anyway. Might as well. Guy in guild was looking. I'm still undecided on what I'm picking. I have no idea. I haven't given it more thought yet. Did you come to any conclusion, Sutella, what you went for? And why, maybe? Just as importantly. You picked up the Devil's RI? Okay. Yes. The other drink is good for Beastmaster. Cat prowl straight to critical on first hit or opening up with Boris Beastmaster. Yeah. You can say it's super powerful but very situational, right? I mean, you have to time it to really get the best utilization, because you have to wait for the 2-minute CD to be off, but then you really want like the stars to align before you trigger it, so that you get the most bang for the buck. This one at least is a bit more flexible. Yeah. I'm I said it on Friday as well, I think it was. I'm looking forward to the introduction of TBC for the sole purpose right now, for what we're talking about, of seeing bigger weapons, scaling something. This is not bad. The glow is nice, but it does look sort of like a slightly oversized toothpick, right? You want to see something with some bulk and some intimidation on some level, right? I kind of useful for short boss fights like UBR's first boss, yeah. Yeah. Oops. That's not, yeah. To think that they installed a piece of whatever construction here that would dismount, you bastards. Laying down concrete that is just so sticky that you actually end up getting caught. Yeah, so I was sitting around last night looking over some of the paperwork. I don't know. It's like I always double check Twitch for some reason when I'm by the computer, just for the hell of it, mostly to see what kind of who's online, streaming in general, of like the follows I have. And I noticed that the Onlyfans BWL stream was up. So logged on for a few minutes, and basically I wound up coming online just as they were, just as they had their wipe, So that was tough. That was a shame for all of them. Hunting spear is nice, bit of crit and a little bit of MP5. Yeah, stamina for PvP. Yeah, I don't know. If I didn't have the bone slicing hatchets, I might have picked it up. Yeah. I mean, it's good specifically for the PvP, because itemization is fairly on point, right? Let's see where the others are. Okay, okay, they're on their way. Cool. And what is it we need? We need more Faz. Yeah, the DDoS on OnlyFans was, but yeah, it's I think it's a shame in general that I would go so far as to say that we as people can find enjoyment out of griefing others in that manner. I think it's distasteful. It's tragic that the only way that you as a person can find enjoyment is by doing that to others. I think that's that's tragic, really tragic. It's supposed to, if, yeah, like you say, if it had been a wipe on a boss, they'd given they had given it their best shot and they came up short. Fair enough, right? That was a risk they were willing to take, for the purpose of like showcasing the whole concept of the hardcore rating, and also, let's say, a testament to how far they've actually made it. I mean, I was looking a bit at soda poppin stream, and then I jumped over, was just having like browsing slightly from Zaryu stream and looking at his gear. I mean, his gear, for example, was predominantly Prebis. You know, he wasn't even decked out in gear from Molten Core other than the sword. And so, you know, it wasn't that they were going in there like super decked out. You know, they had been going through MC. You know, some people were better geared than others, but they weren't. You know, they weren't top of the line necessarily. And so they knew that there was some degree of risk associated with giving it a shot, right? And yeah, but still, you know, I think, you know, my hats off to them for like the whole premises of saying, okay, you know, we're gonna do this, we're gonna give it a shot, we're gonna see how it goes, and we're okay with or expecting that not all 40 of us survive. You know, let's also conclude that that's definitely part of the of the um, of the incentive, right? That's part of the attraction of the hardcore thing, is that there's never a guarantee. You know, part of the flavor. Yeah, loot counting, loot to tanks, which makes sense. You know, fair enough. I mean, you want to make sure that you have tanks and healers who are durable, because they're the ones who are gonna keep you alive. So, you know, it makes perfect sense. There's nothing there at all. Um, so yeah, but again, just mostly from that point, you know, it's a shame that it then doesn't quite go, you know, the way you'd hoped, the way that you intended. You know, they deserved something better. Also, I think because, you know, let's, you know, in all truth, one of the same specific reasons why I never really contemplated hardcore was because I wouldn't have had it in me. You know, let's be honest. Realistically, I wouldn't have made it to 60. Never, ever. I don't think so. Secondly, I wouldn't have had the time to keep trying, you know, if I failed. Of course, it might be that the concept of you know, having a, hey, it might be that having a stream where you can follow a guy try to get to level 60 on hardcore realm for 3 years might be fun, but it might also become boring at some point. At the same time, I don't think I would have had it in me to keep trying. You know, the degree of defeat at some point would get the better of me. So, you know, I gotta say, I'm in awe of their commitment, you know, and what they managed to take it to, you know, how far they managed to go, and the fact that many of them have kept trying despite, you know, meeting failure and all these things. So yeah, but it's a shame that it sort of went down this way in the end. I'm gonna grab a quick cup of coffee before the run starts, so give me a minute and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back again. I'll see if I can squeeze in here. Man, not gonna lie, it feels like the walls are closing in around me by now due to the extent of all these moving boxes. Let's see here. Okay, what you said here earlier, you asked about the fishing gold. I haven't been following night fin prices that much. Looks like they had a rise, and recently it's been going nuts. Not sure how viable it is for you to get them though. Yeah, back when I fished, they were 20, 25 silver, maybe 30. Week ago, 40. Yesterday, yeah, okay, fair enough. Interesting. Thank you. So, let's see here. See if I can remember. You'd just have to stay up late or wake up early to catch them in decent numbers. Yeah. It's again, it's not super important. I'll make some gold when I make some gold. And until I do, I don't. Did I ever get to turn on the Hey, well pulled. Completely another horrible tabulation by myself. Wonderful. Getting shit sorted. Okay, let's go. I gotta say, I've said it before. I'm sure I can say it a lot of times again. I'm so thankful for the fact that we have reached the point where there's a guild full of life, and where we effectively at 9 o'clock in the morning can have 12 people online. I think that's just amazing. That's just so awesome that we've gotten to this point. Not sure about the pathing here. I figure I'll dismiss pet first just for the hell of it. Been playing since early this year, and it took me this long to figure out how you change the opacity of the chat background. Okay, yeah. There's always some different tweaks that you don't necessarily, you don't think about them, or you haven't looked, or you, whatever it is. I think we had nearly 50 online last night. Awesome. That's great. You can definitely feel that there's a difference in presence during the day and in the evenings, of course. Makes sense, There are a lot of people at work and other school, whatnot, so fair enough, That is as expected. But, I mean, that's awesome. Also, let's say percentage-wise compared to the size of the guild. That's a lot, right? So maybe I can do this for a second here. Just wanted to pin this message. There we go. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see what we can get done here. Realistically, I will probably pulling aggro on quite a few occasions. Yeah, no. So I reckon that I'll put up an event. For starters, I'll put up an event for next Sunday so we can try to do MC again. And when I say again, you know, that's a bit off, but we can give it another shot at least. And if I can squeeze it in, I'll try to. I'm planning on putting in something for Thursday as well. With the default background, I always swing the camera around to try to find decent textures. Yeah, I follow what you're saying. I have a tendency to make the chat background on my panels as well just a tad darker than default for the same purpose. So I typically do like the some degree of like, you know, tweaking it for the same reason. Otherwise it's just too see-through to really use without having to. Again, I've done the same, basically been turning the camera to try to find an angle where I could see the whole corner of the chat. Organ my bank roof. Okay. But you know, that's gonna be very situational as well, right? If you actually have to almost be positioned or placed some specific where in the world to be able to read it. At the same time, I'm also, if it becomes too dark and it's not see-through enough, opaque enough, then it triggers me. You know, this over here, for example, the right panel, if that were almost completely black background, that would also be something that triggered me on some level. So aim shot is sometimes just such a, you know, you can say on the one hand it's a powerful ability, but the 3-second cast is, you know, punishing sometimes. You can fairly quickly assess whether or not you're actually going to get the shot off. But the thing is, you're usually more than halfway through the shot, so it's like, okay, I'm not gonna make it anyway. Anywho, it's Monday. Another week ahead of us. Anybody have any interesting plans? I don't think I have anything per se. Sometimes I even switch to the dumb fast bow on trash that just goes down. Yep. Yeah, you can. I've actually. I haven't even thought about like having more than one weapon for the same reason. But yeah, I can follow that. It might be that you pull out the speedbow on trash just because you can get off a few more shots. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you're doing something, even though you're not using special abilities. At least you're still actively attacking. I mean, there's also the it'll be. I'll just become like a melee hunter. Just run in, swing everything with my axe. Just for the hell of it. Get some levels. Because on the other hand, sometimes, you knock out an arcane shot instead. And then the mob's still alive. And you're like, okay, maybe I could have gotten off the aim shot instead, right? Just because you feel like, okay, I wasted an arcane shot because it didn't do enough damage to necessarily kill off something. But can you be sure that the amount of damage that you would have pulled off with the aimed would have gone through? So what the hell is all this shit? Notifications going nuts here. Okay. Nothing important at this point in time. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Success. If I did one thing on that mob, one point of contribution. If you can knock off one shot, at least make it count. I'm not even sure what's the mana cost on distracting shot. Distracting shot. You can maybe that's just the thing you do, right? Distracting shot. It's basically the one with the least mana cost. So maybe that's just the way to go. Just distracting shot. Feel like you're contributing. Right now, the hunting spear would have been good, right? You could swap it on every time you're in between packs, just for the added regen. Also a consideration, right? Stat stick 2.0. Sometimes I use distracting shot for its intended purpose, but doesn't really do much. But take the time to line up and aimed. Yeah. You can, there really is only one utilization for distracting shot, right? And it's not often that it has any merit. No. Okay, that felt like the visual was off, wasn't it? Looked like I was placing it on top of the pillar. Anywho. Yeah. So, I think touching on the whole OnlyFans thing, I think it's all of a sudden it's going to be interesting to see what they do now, right? Who sticks around, who doesn't, Maybe it's if nothing else, I could imagine. I think I would have the same. You're gonna spend a bit of time licking your wounds. Like, okay, I really can't be bothered doing this again. And then realistically, I think most of them are back in 2 weeks, aren't they? Because what else what are you gonna do? I was about to say, still so much to do, so much to see. Yeah, let's see. If we find ourselves in a situation where there's all of a sudden this power vacuum, then we'll swoop right in, attract all the attention instead, and then people will be talking about Unity instead of Onlyfans, because it's completely the same thing, apart from the not hardcore, more chillaxed, less punishment, less everything, but more fun, of course, more fun. Has anybody concluded anything in regards to like the people on the server? If there is a predominance from one type of geographical area versus another? I mean, the thing is, sometimes if once you notice, it can be kind of hard to unsee it again. So this past week, maybe a bit more, I felt like I've seen a lot of Germans, but it might be that I've only been paying attention to that. So, there's the whole, is it by chance that I'm noticing because I haven't really been paying attention to something else? Pretty mixed, yeah. I think Germans just mostly like to use German as the game language, so you'll see the, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it could well be. You know, there's definitely a thought to that, that you often see the links in the chat for some languages specifically. Alrighty, so just about there. Last one. Let's try and time it. Alrighty. We made it. Made it this far. We're alive. Aim shot. Might actually get it off. Yeah, baby. So 18 minutes in, we finally contributed something meaningful. Whoop whoop. Decent waste. Good amount of strength. Think I saw my first 2k aim last night. Nice, congrats. That's awesome. Oh, cool. Nice. Some stuff for the worst case vendor, but still. Coolio. Quest completed. On to the next one. Okay. I can't actually remember the last time I did the sub level. I mean, we're talking vanilla WoW days, you know, so 20 years ago, I think. I haven't. First time Classic WoW came around, I didn't do it, and I definitely haven't done this time around either, so. Don't think I've been down there more than once or twice, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's not. Also, no, I think most people don't bother, right? The instant can be long enough already. Getting through this dungeon can be time consuming anyway. Patrol coming, apparently. Too close quarters for me. Sometimes, it's just sometimes the close quarters are it's just an issue, right? You spend more time struggling to find that angle where you can maybe fit in. I'm going for it. Oh no. Much better. That could be me. So what do you do? What do you do with your time? Well, I sit on the edge of Sunken Temple, taking in the view. I could have gone fishing, but couldn't bother leveling it, so I stuck here instead. Oh, nice. Ah. Can't go wrong with a nice cup of coffee, that's for sure. I feel like you can for sure identify the fact that there is the majority of the people playing the game at this point in time who have done this before, right? The skill with which people perform in general, just shows that this is not their first rodeo. But that's a positive. I think just you can register it in the sense of the smoothness with which like the raids go, not the raids, but dungeons in general. That it's just people who have an understanding of what to do, right? There's no having to stop and talk things over or align or necessarily mark targets, and sort of the fluidity just goes to show you where you're going, that this isn't necessarily interesting to see the skill difference between morning and evening players. Okay, do you feel that there is a distinct difference, like a noticeable one, and in whose favor? I didn't get it off. At least from AV perspective, I think that morning players would be much better, but seem to be the opposite. Yeah, maybe. Thought it was the other way around. Yeah. I guess it's always what's the reasoning, right? I mean, you can definitely have situations in which it simply comes down to people who aren't necessarily paying that much attention. I reckon that's always a thing. There's gonna be some people who are just, semi AFKing. But yeah, there's sometimes, depending on the time, you can just end up with the same people. Yeah. But there's like in the same queue for yeah, definitely you can often see, if you're doing the morning AVs, that if you leave queue, or once the game is over and you find yourself back in the halls and you queue up for the next one, half the people who are going to be in your next AV are going to be the same, because people are just rinse and repeating as well, just as you. So not far enough away. There's quickly a very distinct amount of people that seem familiar for that same reason. Just, the ones you've seen before, once more, and even across multiple days. So it also just goes to show something about regularity, right? So the people you meet, okay, you can do well, as has been the case for myself. Then okay, well, it was early morning AVs because that's what suited me, and that will be the case again next time again, same as now, yet another morning stream. So people have, consistency often, also in terms of like presence. So you'll quickly come to conclude that there's just something that's the same over and over. But I mean, I think looking at it, the same applies even within the guild. There are definitely a lot of people who are maybe active every single night who I have barely met yet, because I'm typically not so often online at that point in time. So that's the thing. But it's there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that whatever works for people. I think there's, thankfully, this is a game where you can jump in whenever it suits you, and there's space enough for all of us. Hopefully at some point we can get to that stage where we can cater to the masses, in the sense that we get an opportunity to be around at the same time, so that we can do stuff for all those who want to. But realistically, you're never gonna be in a position where you can cater to everybody anyways. So it's gonna be a matter of what works for the majority. See if we can knock off an 8 shot. Check. Alrighty. So, progress has been made smoothly at that, which is nice. You know, we've been here all of 30 minutes compared to some of the other runs where we've basically been here for you know, an hour already and haven't even made half the progress, so it's nice. Feels good, clean, smooth. Whether it's actually, you know, I haven't had to work that much. But on the other hand, there's also just the risk of aggroing all the time if I do, so I'm trying to be a bit cautious about how nuts I go. Yep. Let's see here. Wait for it. Oh, down we go. See if you can bang out a few levels. Level 28. Well, at least you know you still have some. You still have some room. You still have enough room for a few bars more. See how far you can take it. No immediate goals as to speed with which you intend to progress for the druid. It's just a pet project. I'm really struggling here. I'm really struggling. Contribution to the game. I'm removing the dead corpses. Yeah, future main. Yeah. Is it the future main once we hit TBC, or are you looking to transition before that? Before. Okay, cool. Well, I guess you're also getting to that point where you're, you know, your hunter's pretty much decked out. Hunter was supposed to be moneymaker, yeah. You know, you can't gain that much more from your hunter soon, right? I mean, gear's pretty much where it needs to be, and again, if you have the ability to use it as a moneymaker, but you then have enough time, you can start working on the druid. I'm fairly sure that if I actually bothered to knock out the last gear that I needed, you know, I could also be very close to being in a good spot where I don't have that much more that I need to do, and so I could effectively start working on a second character just for being able to contribute to the guild in other aspects. So see if we can get away from them. Boom. I think I've actually I had I had a thought on the character I wanted to level as the next character, like second character. Right now it's a shaman, and it's coming along slowly for now because it hasn't been a big priority. But I think I was like, I'm sitting at level 20. I think I just about have full rested XP, and I have all the quests for Willing Caverns, so I can knock out a good portion here soon, and then I've got a good stack of alts all underway that have been parked at various inns, so at least I can start to utilize them again as well by stocking up on full rested, and then just slowly but surely chip away at them little by little. Still a long time to go before next expansion, and there's no immediate pressure to get anything specifically done. So I figure that it's just a matter of seeing where we make it to. Nope, wrong one. No point in trying to kill that ghost. I ain't afraid no ghost. Ooh. Coffee's just about getting to that point where it's starting to get cold, Take it in. There we go. Success. Ricochet, blunderbuss of the monkey. Yeah, no. So I'm curious to see how far we actually make it in terms of some alts, and also the whole maybe like thought on when will we actually see the release of TBC. Not that I'm in a hurry. I would love it that we're not, that Blizzard is not in a hurry. I would love to see us have something along the lines of a year still before we get there, so I would love to see it not until like end of March next year. Yeah, exactly. I would love that. So like end of Q1, beginning of Q2, that would be wonderful, I think, just for having the feeling of having had enough time. Okay, that was quite the lag spike. Blade of the Wretched. Oh, that's cool looking. There are not a lot of really cool looking weapons yet, but that's nice. I like that. That was cool. It had sort of the same appearance as the blades from So Group. They're just a bit bigger. Turn them away. So if you don't know this yet, it's good to practice always turning the boss away from the group. On Hunter I got the whatever it was, that's the only weapon in game that shared the model with the one-hand mace from Whitemane in Skull Monster. Okay. Yeah, so remember, tanks practice. If you're tanking, always work to just ingrain into your muscle memory that you always turn the boss away from the group. I think I've entered it though. Was probably also mace. Yeah. Gonna have to clean out a few of these random things, so I at least have a bit of room. Too much crap in my bags. Give him a few seconds. Go, goddammit. Nope, too quick. Here's a funny twist. Why would have been awesome if you could proc a faster skinning by chance when the Windfury totem was down. Oh yeah, that's also beautiful looking, you know. They added some. There were some things that were just cool. Just farther apart in the, TBC especially saw a lot of the, oversized weapons coming out, right? At least to a wider extent. They're there already, but still. Be right there. Yeah, they're just the oversized weapons are just entertaining, right? It's just fun having some of the big ones. Yeah. Okay, Scan, please. Yep. Sorry. It's just the oldest of the girls who was heading off now. Late start. It's nice that there's no competition for the skinning. Yep, always appreciate it. Okay. Progress has been made. Less. What was those he's using? Those are cool as well, aren't they? I mean, double claw. mean, this one, you know, there's the glow is nice, but other than that, you know, it's just an X. Don't get any closer. All right, time for... Yeah. Time to kick the tires and light the fires. Should probably remember to ration my mana a bit more here. So when is it? We're looking at, it is next week, right? Phase 3 comes out on, what was it? Was it Thursday? Thursday evening? Oh yeah, not yes, of course not phase 3, I'm mumbling. Was it the Battleground weekends, right? Next week is AB. Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, that was what I meant. Yeah. So Thursday as of next week. In all probability, there's going to be a huge influx of people for AB, just as there have been for AB. But I also think, you know, let's say for somebody like myself, right now with I noticed that the weekend, the double honor weekend, basically was from Thursday until Tuesday. So, you know, really an extended weekend, which is nice because sometimes I feel like an entire weekend goes by where I don't get any chance to play at all. And so if it were effectively only, you know, from like Friday to Sunday, that would really hamper any opportunity I had to experience it. So from a completely personal preference. That's really, really great. I like that a lot. At least it gives some chance of being able to use it to some extent. You know, maybe you don't get the full value for money, but fair enough. That's not a big deal. Anything counts, especially when you're not either going completely nuts on it, or see what was. Oh, I got that. I didn't even notice. You're too far away. Wasn't that I'm supposed to use it here? Here, where was he? Oh, sorry. Where the fuck is the candle? I'm not paying attention at all. There is a blood on an internal flame. Okay, that is. I needed to right click this one. Nope, not there. Here, cross. Oh. This just goes to show how little I've been doing this part. I'm not sure I've done this more than once, maybe. And we can conclude that when I did, I wasn't paying attention to what the mechanics were. Moon Cleaver of the Monkey. Die mortals. Featherskin Cape. Warrior's Embrace. Congrats to whoever benefits from that. Hey, congrats on level, Tutala. Okay, so, well, still smooth run, if not for the noob hunter. Inattentive hunter, maybe. That's probably a bit too long of a name to be able to make a character. I got this. Have you guys ever? There's, I think this goes back to vanilla, probably like TBC, original TBC. There was a guy who made a hunter who created like a concept of a melee hunter. So he was not using a ranged weapon at any point ever. And on top of that, he had a guild where he was main tanking. So he was main tanking raids with his guild throughout TBC. So the rationale was just, he was stacking agility anyway because it gave armor and it gave dodge. Things like that. As far as I remember, he actually made it fairly far. Like, I remember seeing him tank Keothas in what was the raid called? I forget. Was it tier 5, I think. So before Black Temple, but after SSC. That was pretty impressive. Simply can't remember the name of it right now. It escapes me. It'll probably come when I don't, when I don't need it anymore. Yeah, but that was cool. You know, I like I can enjoy. I can enjoy the I can enjoy people who go out of their way to find some sort of gimmick for the hell of it. You know, for the fun and the entertainment, and sometimes just also I guess to like assess whether it's actually something you could do. I saw also, even though I don't necessarily watch a lot of it, I saw that one of the other streamers from Onlyfans, Sardaco, he had made a shaman tank, was a main tank in all of the dungeons he was leveling in. No, I think that's, you know, fun that somebody sort of test out something else, something different, just for the hell of it. Why not? I think, you know, you can easily find yourself in a situation where you're just doing the same thing over and over, so doing something differently sometimes is enjoyable. Turn them away. See if I can avoid pulling them into the midst as well. There we go. Now I just need to pick up the Tooth of Morphaz. At least the quest is complete. Nice. So I just need to head to the farthest reaches of Ashara, as far away as you can possibly get. The end of the world, basically. Feels like it. There we go. Just managed to knock off another one. Tooth of Ranicus. I had that on my retail protection warrior for a long time. I still have to travel a couple times there for the douses. Okay. Go. So. Done and done. Should be it. So, let's see here. Just making sure I don't by chance happen to have some other quest I forgot about that I have here. I did not. Okay. I guess I'll hearth out. Clear out my bags, turn in the quest, and then I could probably head back to and try to do the continuation of the whole quest line I was on before. So much crap. Here. Oh yeah, that was the whole... Carry shroud. I actually complete the molten core quest here, says I can turn that in, pick up agents of Hydraxis, and then just need loads of... Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm there as well. No, I forgot. Yeah, I need to do the trash first to get that going. But yeah, at least now we're at that point where you can start to prepare for the dowses. Need to clean out my bags again at some point. More crap. So I need to save that one for now so I can talk to the ghosts. And then I've got all kinds of other crap. Tons of crap. Tons of crap, not a lot of space. No room at all, basically. Yeah, I'll have to. I should probably just send some of it as well. Pass it along for now, just to have it. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so let's go to find the Arctink. Turn in the quest, get the class quest done. Alrighty. I'm gonna grab a coffee while I'm flying anyway, just to stock up while the chance is there. Be right back. We're back again, and I see I've landed. So, ready to find Octink. At least one of my alts has a couple of bags worth of empty space in bank after crafting a bunch of plus 100 lures. Hunter already has 5 bank slots, but it's just kind of full. Keeping stuff I deem fun and occasionally take out, yeah. And I think that becomes even more of a case later, right? Likelihood of things along the way that end up being something you stock up on only increases. But on the other hand, of course, down the line we also get access to bigger bags, so they sort of go hand in hand. So many quality of life things coming as we progress, in terms of all of a sudden your mount will get a tab in your character sheet, and all the different type of tokens will get embedded in the tab as well, so you don't have to have them sitting around in your bags. There's a lot of those little things, but they free up bag space, which is just nice. So let's see here. So see if I found the right place. Imagine you went to the wrong cliff. So there we go. Okay, got it. Okay, so it's kind of Splinter Sword. Maybe I'll take this along one day. Chance on hit increase run speed by 30%. Flame Wrath sitting around in bank. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. I like that one. Good looks. It's a weird trinket, right? I mean, the 2% hit seems, it's not a good itemization for an item, because you don't really benefit that much from having situational hit. Just in broad terms, not that it matters right now. It's just more of it's a weird thing. Let's give it some hit that you probably either are capped on, or don't need. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the trinket as well for now. Okay, so let's see here. So that was that. So effectively now, I guess that I should be probably just be looking for Dire Maul, so I can try and find some more gear. I guess I should just be looking. There we go. By chance, a guy looking for Dire Maul West figured I might join, asked if he had room for a hunter. There's one already, so likelihood of competition, no. Fun accepting a quest and not realizing it's some protects someone and you get waves of mobs unexpectedly. Yeah. Yes. I think, some of those situations where you have these quests where you're not necessarily sure of what happens, especially if you all of a sudden you know, find yourself surprised and haven't prepared. Like if you're a hunter and it all of a sudden there's like a bunch of melee mobs that spawn pretty much on top of you. You didn't know, you know, you been able to drop a trap, things like that, all of a sudden you would have had a small advantage. Now all of a sudden you're just stuck in melee, you know, swinging left and right. Okay, so let's see. We're getting. I guess we're just going back to Orgrimmar, and then we might as well. What do we? We might as well just wait for the. See if he finds a group. He's off to a tough start. Party leader. So I've got a group full of damage characters, but no tank, no healer. Yeah. All right. So let's see here. There is a likelihood right now that we gonna be a while in finding a group, I think. I can probably squeeze in finding my stock up on ammo just to have full, and I'm gonna have to, you know, I still so much to do, right? Places to go, people to see. Should manage to go back into LBRS soon, finish up the key quest so I can get that out of my bags. Yet another trip to Darmal so that I can finish the trinket quest so I can get that out. Same for some of these. And then I could still, if I manage to clear up my bags, I could actually take the PvP gear out of my bags until next week. Free up some space as well. Yep. On the other hand, I keep bringing it up and I don't get around to it, so it's probably not a big thing. Convenience. There we go. Healer. Okay, nice. Positive. Just a tank to go. Alrighty. So let's see here what we can manage. Okay, let's see here. What else is in store? Nothing right now. Okay, so let's see. I was just curious, what else do we actually have in DM West? Is there anything? Oh yeah, I need the belt. That would be super good to get that done as well. That's basically the two items that are really important from Darmol. Is the belt, and not from Darmol, but from Darmol West. The belt and the quest. The rest doesn't matter. You know, but it would be nice to get it done at some point. If I remember correctly, the trinket is from east, right? And this is just wrapping up some quests. Lord Spinner. Alright. Okay, looking for tank. He's looking for a tank, so at least we're underway. See how it looks. What does it look like when you pop the trinket? Is there an animation? Ugh. I mean, how can you know, I've been up for 3 hours. I've been having a good, pleasurable amount of coffee and still find yourself sometimes feeling tired. Won't spoil it for you? Yeah. Ooh! Almost knocked me out of my seat. So completely visually overwhelmed. Can barely be in my own body right now with amazement. Hang on to your hats. Grab a hold of your seats. Buckle up. You know. Such a surprise. Woo! Or barely. It's one of those situations. How is that? How does that sound go? You know, wah, 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 wah. Just like, okay. You had had everybody on the edge of their seats, and then just was that it? Complete deflation. Okay, so right now we're just waiting on a tank, and then we can hopefully get underway for a trip to Darmol West. See if we can get some of the last gear we're missing done. That would be nice. So if all things go well, fingers crossed, at some point on you gotta be lucky, right? I would love that we can get the belt off of Tendris. And what's still waiting for you? I could use the belt. And also I have to finish the quest chain, the small quest chain with this one, Madness Within, where you kill off the 2 bosses, and then afterwards you can get the helmet, this one, Backwood Helm. That's what's waiting for me in DM West. Then there's also effectively from Darmol North. There's of course the tribute ring, And there's the two-handed sword. Yeah. So barbarous blade. And yeah, so 4 items from Diamol still. And then there's... I should do Stratholm Undead for the cloak, the cape from Baron. I should do the summon boss from Skolomance for the boots. And there's also effectively the ring from Princess, because it could be good to have as an option for your potentially for PvP gear, because it has the hit. It would be nice to have, you know, opportunities to swap out. And there's also from Skull, there's the is it Bloodstone boots they're called, that are the is it from which one is it from? Lady, it is from Lady Lucia. Yeah, Bloodmail boots, which would also be good for the potentially good for PvP, at least because you have the opportunity to swap a few items around if you're struggling with hit. So more from a convenience perspective, it would be, yeah. So still a few items, you know, it's a little here, a little there, but still, it's a thought. And let's see. Again, I haven't been going balls deep in trying to pursue them necessarily. So it's been slow going, but you know, it hasn't been a big issue. Yeah. Yeah, I don't specifically need anything on the Hunter, but it would be nice to have some extra hit options. Yeah, I mean, it's again the whole, if you have multiple items with the opportunity for hit, at least you can then figure out what balances out, you know, what gives you the best combination depending on choices of spec, talent points, and whatnot, so you can swap around. All of a sudden you get a new item that is much better for a specific slot, but you lose some hit. Okay, so you have to be able to find your hit somewhere else, and if you don't have any items that could be swapped around for it, then you're just struggling, right? So the option of having some different things that could include hit was just nice. So yeah, but I'll have to see about that at some point. I could use the 6-hit bonus with the Beast Stalkers, but would have to equip the gloves, losing the piece of gear that contributes the most to my hit. Yeah. Yes. Are you using those as well? For the 2% hit? Yeah. Anywho, let's see if we can find a group. I figure for now we're just waiting here. There's no point in getting on the. You got the. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, you got the True Aim gauntlets. Yeah. +8 weapon, +1 hit. Yeah. I forgot about those. Figured there's no reason jumping on the Flight Master and heading to Fairlass until we find the tank. 3% hit on sword and 2% on rings. Yeah. But you know, you can say then, even just going forward, the fact that you could have some different items that you can swap around depending on what sort of presents itself is just nice. So they found a tank who wants to get paid for tanking it. Like, it's it's a shame that there's people who pay for it. You know, I wish that people wouldn't pay, because then at some point on you lose the merit of being able to feel that you can squeeze money out of people for playing the game, right? It amazes me. And so we wait. I see Diamol is still tankless. Diamol is still tankless. Yes. Such is life. Life is tough and tankless. Well, we'll get there eventually. That's what I gotta, we gotta say to ourselves at least. Don't worry, we'll get there. We don't know when. We don't know how. So the one guy who was in the LFG channel was charging for it, so they kind of told him to go find a hole to bury himself in. And so we wait. There is a market for everything, that's for sure. For better or worse. Sometimes it's worse. Oh well. We wait. Then we wait some more. Well, you know, at least it's I'm trying to mess around with a few things on the side here while we wait anyway. You know, just trying to catch up on various things. But it can feel like a waste of your time, right? We've all been there. It's not easy. It's not easy being dependent on others. How are things looking here? A lot of influx of good people recently, right? I mean, I'm still surprised that new recruits are coming in. That we keep having more joiners. Also because I haven't necessarily been doing a lot to advertise it. Sort of on occasion, you know, putting a new recruitment post on the on the Thunderstrike Discord, but not something that I've actively been doing weekly, for example, or anything other. So it's surprisingly positive that there's still people we come across. I mean, I think from that perspective, y'all are doing such a great job, just like, you know, picking up on people in game when you are grouping up with them, and just like incentivizing. So, you know, I think that's super awesome. It's super great that we get to that point. The more the merrier. So we're waiting, and there's not a lot going on. I'm beginning to think that the Alliance has been paying off half my raid navy. Oh, that's rough, man. Sounds rough. You gotta hate when that happens. And especially since you're so close. That is just, you know, Tough times when you can't get that last bit done. Just 2 more days. Yeah. But I mean, I guess depending on how fortunate you were with, raids and things. I mean, the groups you get in, you could have it done, you know, by the day, depending on how much time you have, of course. But it's still so dependent on how well you're off, right? How's the group? How effective is it? Is it just a total game? Oh, this okay. This is more of a struggle than I thought it would be. Had to be. I actually also managed. I managed to, I've been configuring all different types of things just for the hell of it. I managed to set up, so that I actually am dual streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. Was actually fairly straightforward. I'm really surprised by that. It was super easy to configure. So messing around with that. I've been messing around with all different kinds of things. I have no idea, if it's good or bad yet. It's probably just is. That's more the case where we are right now. It's neither one nor the other. It's just fact, state of. So yeah. So I figure I'm gonna have to try to get to the point where I can incentivize people to subscribe to the YouTube as well, because as far as I remember, if you talk actual monetization, is it 1,000 subscribers on YouTube? Buck for buck is more effective than Twitch, for example. So I'm gonna have to. Okay. Feels like we might be in for quite a stretch still if we're gonna be looking to get any kind of traction going here. So it might be that this is an inadequate use of our time compared to doing something else. But well, I might as well. I haven't done my auction house scan of the day. Could do that just to start off with. Guess I could effectively be. Now Temujin is also looking for a tank. You bloody fucker! You're just doing it to steal the tank from my group. Okay, that's done. What was it I was thinking about? There was something else. There was the... Have you gotten the Hunter DM book yet? I have the I'm pointing to the wrong one. I have that. Yeah, I have it ready. I just need to hand it in, basically. So I need to do the... isn't it Dire Mall East, if I remember correctly? That I need to hand it off in. So I'm just... at some point on, generally speaking, I think Dire Mall is the predominant place I need to go to do the most of my remaining... gear grind, so I just need to find some more groups for it in general to Dire Mall repeatedly. So yeah, that's basically it to a wide extent. Dire Mall. If you have the key, you can go Dire Mall North and jump on the ledge to bypass the mobs and get to the library. Okay, yeah, I don't have the key yet either, but that's also just something I reckon I'll get the key at some point, which just makes, either I'll be looking for a group, or if not, I'll grab the key at some point and then go from there. So I figure it will sort itself. So yeah, but yes, that is also one of the things that's on the to-do list. Ba-da-ba-da. Yeah, he's calling in. Okay. Unsuccessful. We tried, such is life. I'll see about... I'll see about doing something else. Yeah, that would be good. We can do that if you're up for helping. At least can get that knocked out of the park then. I will fly towards Dire Mall anyways. Hit the right one, right flight path. Oh yeah, let's see here. Starting to see some malfunctions on teleport. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay. So let's see here. Where is it? I think there's actually... Where is it? It's somewhere here. I can't remember all the icons. Which one is it? This one? Nope. Wrong. Let's try again. Hit the other one. So, closing in on phase 3. Best in slot. What should we... We should be getting... Warlord. Or Dragon Stalker. Crown of Destruction. Champions. Backward. So effectively right now I'm even just looking to grab this one. But, you know, it's still a remarkable upgrade compared to what I have now. So why not? That's slot. Let's work through them. So that was head. So shoulders, we're okay there. You know, we can say until we get potentially again Warlord, not any day soon. So Giant Stalkers is at least more realistic in that sense. Back, we're chasing Cape of the Black Baron because it's the most easy out of the ones we have here. There's also Azuragoth. Honestly, probably not finding a group of people for that any day soon, right? Chess piece. We've got Legionnaires. Legionnaires is on point with Savage. Giant Stalkers, Warlords again. There's definitely an incentive to continue pushing PvP, right? Wrists. Again, Giant Stalkers, you could also buy them if you have enough gold. I don't right now. 500, 550-ish. But Weird Loons doesn't have the Death Dealer breastplate as an alternative. Maybe I missed it. No, I don't think it was there. Let's go back and check. But it might be that if you focus solely on... No. Wasn't there? No. Okay, so what did we say here? Wrists, yeah. If we had enough money, we could buy those. That's not a thing yet. Gloves, Devil's Eye. I do have those in my bank, but right now I'm using wounds because I get my hit elsewhere. Again, generals also worthy consideration, and then another incentive to continue the push still. Waste, chasing this one, puts you fairly up there. Giant Stalkers BOE again, another 750 gold, so we're not there yet. You know, maybe ultimately I should actually just be doing everything I can to grind gold at the moment. Again, another incentive to consider pushing PvP. But otherwise, there's of course the tier sets. Boots. I have nothing here, tragically. You know, so Wind Reavers is one of the easy ones. Of course, you know, if let's say Beast Stalkers drop, yes, grab them. But otherwise, you know, rinse and repeat the summon boss. It's fairly quick, you know, just inside of Skolo. Again, another incentive to push PvP further. Neck. We're good to go until such time as we potentially get actually Onyxia. Head. Rings. We got one. Missing Blackstone. Could potentially do Pain Reaver. Haven't seen that drop yet when we've done UBRS. Tarnish, of course. Quick Strike, haven't been to Molten yet, nope. And again, BWL, also not on in scope right now. Trinkets, we're good off. Doing this one in a second puts us in a good spot in terms of that at least. Trinkets, main hand. So where was it? Is this two-hand? That's the one. So you can say Barbarous is up there. Check. Good opportunity. And then as an alternative, you have some of the one-handed ones. Again, another incentive to potentially push more PvP. Could be an option. And then you have your ranged. We're in a good spot. Yes, could also fairly easily. No, maybe that's the wrong wording, but at least the Rock Delar doesn't require that much effort in Molten Core to get. So what can we conclude? Still lots to do, lots to get. So there's at least we know, there's a plan. There's a reason to log in. There's a reason to play. There's stuff to do. Content to provide. So, yeah. Yes, exactly. But, yeah. So, stick around. We probably have at least the opportunity for showcasing a few more hours of in-game time over the span of the next year before TBC comes out. But, honestly, the purpose of the game, right? The sole purpose of playing is the continuous goal somewhere out in the distance, working towards X or Z or Y or whatever. And we love it. It's like a fairly cheap drug, right? I mean, we don't pay a lot for it, and it can provide us any level of engagement that we feel we have the time for, whether we have 30 minutes or we have 19 hours. You can always find something to do if you want. You can always find something to entertain yourself with. You can always level another character. I think, actually, like one of the lesser things that that has come later that could have been enjoyable on another level was transmogs, right? I mean, I think that's another thing that will always have some people entertained, that you could have gone out and collected gear sets for appearance. Right now, where you would have to basically stock up on all the items, keep them in your bags, and then use some sort of equipment manager to put on a full set and walk around with, and then remember to swap over when you're about to do a dungeon, is what is keeping you from having that as an incentive. But otherwise, you could easily have done something in terms of luring people to do more in game, right? Collect transmog sets. So am I remembering correctly that is it it's north? Yes, I do remember the way to Dire Maul north. Yes. Thinking back to my vanilla experience with Dire Maul, I don't think I ever managed to figure out how to get around within Dire Maul. It was basically always about following somebody else, because I had no idea where I was going. So all of a sudden, coming back here, many years later, figuring out that it's actually not that complicated, it's sort of like a revelation. We're like, oh, is that it? It always felt so completely overwhelming trying to figure out which way you're going. There we go. I see an epic hunter. The one, the only, the legendary. Good call. We wait for patrol. I will follow your lead. This is some, last week we had Last week on Friday we had the nature show, right? Chasing. Oh, you missed it. But you can probably, can't you just run around the corner and then feign death if you pull aggro? So last week we had the nature program, right? We were fishing in the Jara, taking in the sights, and now, you know, we got some parkour shit going on here. You know, so it's a multitude of entertainment we have, folks. We have a spectacular show for you here. All kinds of things going on. This is not just, this is a versatility, variety within the game. You know, we don't even have to play different games to get, you know, provide different content. We can do it within the same game. You know, this is at its peak. You know, WoW at its peak. You know, we can provide a fishing stream. We can provide a, you know, wildlife excursion, hunting stream. There is so much opportunity here, right? And we're not even doing half of it. There's so much more we should be doing. You know, I should be grinding that money so I can buy my mount. I should be grinding that gold so I can, you know, buy all kinds of gear on the auction house so I don't have to work for it. Except, you know, of course I've worked for it in the sense of having done the gold farming. All these different things. Hey, there we go. Sweetness. Awesome. That was, you know, who needs TV when you got this? Yeah, for sure. So true. I'd say, you know, the difference also is that here we, you know, we have the opportunity to hang out with good friends, right? And engage. If you haven't talked to these lads here, they've got something to say. Can also chat to the end boss. Do they have anything meaningful to say? Or is it 1,000 years of recorded knowledge? Nah, not really, just fun. Ah, okay, fair enough. I'm horrible at that. I'm horrible at appreciating the details of the game. You know, keep your voice down. You must not disrupt the master's meditations. Prince. I see that I need to kill you, so, you know, maybe you could do me the favor of just dying. Get that over with. Attack. It's not working. Take a swing. You cannot attack that target. Too easy. Oh well. Well, thanks for the thanks for opening the gates. That was awesome. At least that's one more done. That's nice, you know. Feels good. Stocking up on an extra trinket in the sense of having options. Again, having options. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I was kind of contemplating if I was going to run out or if I was going to hearth. I think I'll just hearth as well. You know, there's not... Because then I could effectively just get by Torgrimar and do something else. Yeah, no tanks, so... Alrighty. Coolio. Cool. Okay, that's that at least. So... Let's see. See if we can incentivize somebody from the guild to do something. As you were saying about the transmog stuff, I've been putting together a replacement for this champion set. Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I noticed that you were sort of decked out in something. Oh, looking good. Champion being the silver set, yeah. But it's at least, you know, it fits well together. No? Cool. Pretty silly as an orc. Like human body, probably better. Yeah, well, you know, that's... Okay, let's see here. So I can't even remember if we're talking about the... There's something about the fact that the summon boss in Skolo requires that you complete the full chain quest first before you get... No, is it once you've done the summon quest, you can, after that, you can effectively kill the steward afterwards to summon the boss again. Isn't that it? So now, after we've done it, see here, wasn't it? Then you can get, yeah, once you've killed it once, you can get the blood continuously afterwards from the blood steward, the one in the big room. No, it's not guaranteed, but there's 3 bosses that potentially drop it. Yeah. So at least that's a possibility now to start farming it. A couple of messages. Figured I might as well answer quickly while we basically maybe wait for some guildies to be freed up for something. So Alrighty. Okay, so let's see here. Not a lot going on right now. I think I'll end up shutting off the stream for now. Quickly catching up on some work mail, and then maybe in like half an hour's time, we can hopefully get to the point where there's somebody who's up for some guild runs. So not necessarily that I will turn on the stream again, but at least we can do something shortly. So I think I might wrap it up for now, and then do some stuff real quick while we wait, and then hopefully we can get underway with something else shortly. And if not sooner, then at least I do expect to be around again as of Wednesday. So regrettably so, let's leave it at that for now. Sorry to leave you. Yeah, I think that's it. For better or worse, let's wrap it up here. Take care, everybody. As always, a pleasure seeing you. I hope you'll be back again next time around, and I'll hopefully see you in game regardless. Okay, take care. Bye.